What you're looking at right now is footage of me battling my nemesis, the slab wall. It was a hard-fought battle, but in the end, the slab wall won. Bested by my own inability to trust my foot placement, I vowed to return to defeat the slab wall the next time I entered the gym. That day has finally come, and I'm not moving on from this problem until I can get it right. What's up, everybody? My name is Richie. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm a V2 climber looking to get up to the V7 level. Today, I decided I didn't want to spend a lot of time thinking about whether or not I would slip, so I immediately put my foot where I was hesitant last week. And to my surprise, it doesn't slip. Once I get this move, it's not too hard to get my other foot on the next hold, but then progress stalls. I'll fast forward through my attempts as I spent over 2 hours on this climb. As you can see, I try many different foot placements, but nothing feels good. The thing that allows me to make the most progress is shuffling my feet at the beginning, then walking my left foot through to the foothold on the side of the volume, and finally lunging across with my right foot. This feels so much better than any other foot placement, but it still doesn't feel like I can reach the top of the climb, so I continue experimenting. I experiment a lot with putting my right foot on the foothold on the side of the volume because this is the beta the Amal used, but it doesn't work for me. This would require me to step through with my left foot and stand up from there. My left foot doesn't feel like it can support my weight if I stand up on it, so I try a few more variations before finally returning to the lunge. The lunge doesn't feel perfect, but I think I can get it to work if I keep trying, so that's just what I'll do. On this run, I match my left foot to my right, slide my right foot up one foothold, walk my left foot through to the other side of the volume, and go for the lunge, just like before. But this time is different. This time I'm committed to completing this climb. It still feels like I'm going to fall. I even try to use my head for some leverage, but this doesn't provide any help at all. So I slowly place both hands on the finishing volume, and I complete the climb. Just got to the gym ahead of day 2 of climbing this week, still living off of the high, that red from yesterday, so I'm going to try to do that again and then try some climbs that are more well suited to my style. We hit the red slab right away. It does take 2 attempts, you can see the second one here. I just didn't feel confident in my foot placement on the first go, but 2 attempts is a huge improvement from the 2 hours it took yesterday, so that's progress and a big confidence boost. We then moved to this overhang, which is a pretty fun climb and a nice way to get warmed up. This climb isn't too hard, so it might be fun to turn into a game eventually, like Amal and I did at the end of the last video. It's not very difficult, especially with my reach, but I just love the feel of overhang climbs. I'd like to revisit this climb later on to skip some of the holds and practice some dynos. This is my first time trying this next climb. I make solid progress at first, but once I get up to the last couple holds, I get worried I can't reach my hand to a spot where I'd be able to support my weight. However, after looking at the video of my first attempt, I see how high up I really am, and I know I can definitely support my weight if I just went for it. So I take the same route up without really changing much from last time. Everything worked well until I got to the end and didn't think I had the position that I did. I highly suggest recording yourselves while you climb. I think this is the one thing that has contributed more to my improvement than anything else, and with the renewed confidence from the video, I topped this one out. The next climb is a V2 that I'm trying for the first time. The first move isn't too bad, but the dual text material on the holds makes the second move difficult. As you can see, it takes a couple of tries to lock in the third hand hold. Then, once I do get a good grip on that third hold, I can easily get my right hand up to the pocket, but the next move is again made tough by the slippery dual text holds. At this point, I have 3 ideas for how to proceed. Trying to get my left leg up to the volume, doing something crazy like a figure 4 on my left hand, or cutting my feet and campusing up to the next hold. The dual text just seems too slippery to use as a foothold, but an after school program comes in and makes the gym too busy to continue recording, so I'll come back another day to finish this problem. Just got to the gym for day 3, wasn't really planning on climbing today, but Amal invited me, so here we are, let's see what happens. Day 3 starts, and of course we have to begin by visiting our slab friend. I get the climb on my first try this time, and it just feels so much easier. I'm more confident on the wall now that I have done it a few times, and I want to continue practicing this slab, and other slabs in the future to continue to increase my confidence in slab abilities. I keep the beta the same as before, where I shuffle my feet initially, walk through with my left leg, and bring my right leg all the way over for a lunge, allowing me to reach the top of the route. For our next climb, I return to the green from yesterday. On my first attempt of the day, it becomes immediately apparent that I'm not going to be able to do any of the crazy ideas from yesterday with getting my leg up to the volume or trying a figure 4. I try to bring my foot up as you can see here, but the volume is just too far away to be useful, and I think a figure 4, although very cool, would be more trouble than it's worth. Anmal is with me today, and he gives me some tips on the beta. Particularly, he shows me I can use my foot on the dual text if it's at the right angle. He then proceeds to get his right hand on the next hold, his right foot up to the pocket, and left hand to the top before matching. I try to copy his beta, but my legs are significantly longer than Anmal's and I can't push off my right leg once I get it into the pocket, so I'll need to try something else to get to the top. Unfortunately, this is my third day of climbing in a row and my arms are definitely starting to fail it, so I call it a day without finishing the climb, but I'll be returning to this one soon. As I fast forward through these last few attempts and we transition to day 4 of climbing this week, I'd like to take a moment to say I'd really appreciate it if you guys liked, commented, and or subscribed to let me know you're enjoying the content. Any feedback you have is also greatly appreciated. Just got to the gym ahead of day 4 climbing. Thinking about getting new shoes, so we'll see what my gym has to offer. Either have them at the last section of this video or next week. Today, Anmal and I decided to play a game to spice up the end of the week. We end up playing 2 rounds of the same game we played last week. I think a good name for the game is beta blockers because we progressively block more and more potential betas. Anyways, we start with this red overhang, and Anmal thinks that it's too difficult to eliminate holds on, but I guess we'll find out shortly. I try to reach for the next hold statically, but as you can see, I'm just able to touch it, so I shuffle my hands a little bit closer to the edge of the start hold, and I try to find better placement for my feet. The volume is a little too far away, so I opt for a toe hook with my right foot. This gives me just enough reach to grab the next hold, and I'm able to complete the climb. Anmal gets a slightly different foot placement, which allows him to push more through his legs, and he is also able to grab onto the next hold. It looks like we're both going to be progressing to round 2, and then the unthinkable happens. Anmal's foot slips right as he goes for the final hold, and he falls right before completing the climb. We start game 2 with this yellow climb, which has a lot of holds to eliminate, so for the sake of time, I'll fast forward through the first few rounds. Also, we will consider the 3 holds in the middle to be 1 hold. For the first elimination, Anmal noticed I used this foothold more heavily than he did, so that's his choice for elimination. For the second round of elimination, I choose to get rid of the 3 middle holds so I can leverage my reach advantage over Anmal. We both complete these early rounds no problem. Then Anmal eliminates the closest of the final 3 handholds, and I wasn't sure I'd be able to make the reach, but Anmal made it look easy, so I get up on the wall and it's not as bad as I thought it would be. For the final round, there's only 1 hold left to eliminate, and this becomes a big reach from the starting holds to the top hold. Anmal goes for it, and he gets his fingertips right up to the top of the tall part of the final hold, but he can't quite hang on. Now's my chance. Sudden death elimination. I get my left hand up to the higher of the 2 start holds, and after a couple of pumps, I go for it. And I grab the top hold for the win.